We're in Portimão, Portugal at the international press launch to ride the new 1299 Panigale. You're watching MotoGeo. When Ducati designed the Panigale superbike, they started off with a blank sheet of paper and redesigned their superbike in every way possible. This was to be a completely new machine and built with a totally different way of thinking. The engine is the major stress member and also the frame. The headstock and forks just bolt onto the front of the engine, while the swinging arm and the subframe bolt onto the back. What you end up is with something very lean, mean and unique, and in so many ways, the closest thing you can buy to a full factory motorcycle. Here we are, the new 1299 Panigale. So the biggest differences for this year, of course, you've got another 100cc. But what they've really done there is improve the mid-range and the bottom end quite dramatically. So it gives you, it's much easier to come out of the corners and the power just is always available. No lag, no weight, just sheer power and acceleration. What they've also done is that they've changed the rake of the bike. They've brought the front forks in just half a degree. Doesn't sound like much, but oh my goodness, now when I'm on the bike and going for the corner, it really steers where I want the bike to go and hits the apex easier than ever. So the bike's very, very precise and goes where you want it to go. Fantastic. They've also lowered the swinging arm 4mm to improve traction, and it has worked. The bike is more stable under hard acceleration. So a few changes that are being made, great improvements. A slight difference in cosmetics, slightly wider, slightly more comfortable there for the rider when he's in the tuck position, not quite as much wind. The performance edition comes with a taller screen and a different exhaust system. The Akropovich titanium system improves the sound. It's a really, really sweet note that comes out of this system. Don't worry, it's not bad on the standard model at all, but this really does go to that beautiful note coming from the engine. So this is the most powerful twin street motorcycle ever produced. 205 horsepower this baby kicks out. It's insanely fast, I'm not joking you. It's really, really incredibly fast. But they've made it rideable, and they made it rideable because it's got such a sophisticated electronic system. It's got an ABS system that works all the way with lean angle and into the corner. It's got traction control that works very well, so you've got different levels of traction control. Like the Superleggera, the incredible Superleggera, it's got this wheelie control right here on the handlebars, so you can restrict how high the front wheel comes out of a corner. It's got 8 levels of this, so 1 is really, you want that bike to wheelie. On level 8, it keeps it firmly on the ground. I, for most of the time, was playing around with the settings, and the settings really did work with the bike, so the wheelie control helps you ride this bike, because like I said, it's super powerful. Öhlins have done a great job. It's very active. They've come out with a very sophisticated electronic package here, the Öhlins system. So not only can you change settings, you can start with a default setting and go 2 levels softer and 2 levels harder, but you can also have it in the active mode and it starts to change as you ride. It's really changing as you're cornering, and it's getting the best performance that you can out of your package. It's got a very comfy seat, it's comfier than last year. The foot pegs are in a fairly comfortable position as well. So it is still a street bike at the end of the day, and I think that that's an improvement from last year. It feels a little more comfortable. So they're giving it 100cc more, but the engine is actually, the configuration, the outside of the engine, the cases, it's still the same. So how have they done that? They've actually increased the bore size from 112mm to 116. So it used to have an aluminium bore, and now it has a thin steel bore. Really improved that bottom to mid-range. It's got stacks now, probably the most powerful bike I've ever ridden on track. Just straight away, as soon as you crack that throttle, responds, really starts to pick up speed really, really quickly. The quick shifter system works very well. It's so intelligent now that if you just close the throttle and stamp down the gears, it blips the throttle for you. I can't believe that they come out with this stuff. I mean, as a Grand Prix rider from the past, these are the things that you needed to learn yourself and took quite a lot of practice. Now you buy a bike, it does it for you, quite incredible. But anyway, Ducati have refined their motorcycle in a few little areas, and these areas have really improved the bike. It was already insanely fast, it was already beautiful. What they've done is really just tweak those few little areas that they didn't feel that the bike was perfect on. Traction control works incredibly well, because there's a lot of power that you're trying to put through this rear tyre. But it's really helped by these super sticky Pirelli Super Corsa tyres. They're like incredible. The amount of grip that you can get from these tyres is just insane. Street tyres. It's really a bike now that you can take from the street, take it to the track. If the Ducati Scrambler was the land of freedom and joy, this is definitely the land of speed. Wow.